Welcome to Unlimited Story, unlimited-story.com, a channel dedicated to writing, world building, marketing, and most importantly, getting things done. And Kindle Vella, can we not ever forget about dear old Kindle Vella? No, I don't think that's possible. Anyway, if you want to support this channel and the things I do, check out my stuff on Kindle or Kindle Vella. As always, stuff is in the description below. Yeah, that would make my day. Super. Moving on. What is today's story that is under review? NRDS, National Recently Deceased Services, by two authors, not just one, but two. That is Jeff Elkins and J.P. Rindfleisch. If that ain't a German name, I don't know what is. I don't know why I feel like I had to say that, but I did. All right, so what is our description here? So, ghosts are real, and there is an underfunded government agency that helped the recently deceased transition into the afterlife. Spiritual energy is running wild in the rural Midwest, and when a remote NRDS, I'm just going to call them nerds from now on, so when a remote nerds office settles in, nothing goes according to plan. Follow this cast of nerds as they work through spirit cases, struggle with small town politics, and try and dig themselves out of tons and tons of paperwork. Because what is a government agency without an insurmountable, that is quite a word, amount of red tape? And what are our tags here? Funny, ghost, comedy, horror, mystery, adventure, humor. And our image here looks like it's straight out of CIS or one of those shows. CSI, Bones, Blue Bloods, I don't know. One of those mystery shows. Not mystery shows, murder shows. I don't think there's any murdering going on here. It seems like everyone's already dead. But let's find out. Here we go. And welcome back. I have just read the first three. This wasn't a gang sign. First three of Nerds, which is the Nationally Recently Deceased Services. And here's what's going on. You're introduced to our main character. His name is Buck. He is 61 years old. He is way too old and way too tired to give two F's or S's about what seems to be going on. And you know what? As someone who is also aging, I totally understand what's going on. You know, his knees hurt. His back hurts. He's tired of young people and their horrible ideas. Anyway, so let's get into it. So again, we're introduced to Buck. He's 61 years old. He's been working for the agency for 40 years. He is basically a legend. Okay, and then there's 5 other agents you're introduced to. They're not really given names, and they're really not worth remembering. You know that they're essentially fodder in your mind when they're not given real names. They're like called Ponytail Kid and something else. So honestly, they didn't get any space in my mind. So they're just, again, to me, they're fodder. And then you're also introduced to Agent Rogers, who's been doing this a while. She's kind of running the show of sorts. So they're in downtown Chicago, and there's a level 4 ghost. They're outside. They're kind of screwing around, whatever. But eventually, they end up going into this apartment. And there's a ghost. And what happens here? Buck gets a text from his partner. So he's married to a guy. That's all about that. And they're taken to an elevator. Oh, the text from his partner is like, hey, just so you know, don't get angry at young people. Like, it's some sweet advice. Like, it's really cute. And I'm just like, young people. Anyway, getting back on track. They're going up the elevator. They run into a ghost. It seems like there's almost like a puppet system here. So there's this old lady, but she isn't really a ghost. She's like, to me, she's like a zombie. And she's got like fangs and she's ready to kill some people. But she's being controlled by a ghost, which my understanding was the granddaughter. Yeah, or a young girl. I just thought it was a granddaughter. Maybe it is. But anyway, they have these briefcases. So that is their equivalent to the Ghostbusters little cage thing. I don't know the names. I should really have watched Ghostbusters recently. So they use briefcases. They suck her in and they're all like, yo, we did great. Everyone survived, which surprised me again because there were 5 fodder agents in my mind. I just assumed they'd all be wiped out. And I was let down. Anyway. And they also get a call from the boss in DC. And that's more or less the end of episode number 1. So episode number 2, we got Buck and he is driving his new partner, Ethan. So they are setting up a new facility. Oh, and Ethan's job before this was working at Walmart. Not that I'm talking poorly about Walmart. I'm just saying he doesn't have any ghost catching experience. He has no experience. I'm wondering how you can apply for these jobs. I mean, he talks about applying for it online, but they really don't talk about, like, does everyone know what's going on here? Because there's certain levels of knowledge where I'm just like, so everyone's aware of ghosts? I don't really know. So anyway, so Ethan and them, they're going and they go visit this these class 1 ghosts, and that is Charlie and Herschel, and they're nice. Apparently they know at least Buck pretty well, so they're chatting it up. And Ethan's like, "What do you mean these are ghosts?" Like, Buck keeps telling him, like, maybe you should read the manual. And it becomes very apparent that nerds actually have to know all their rules, all the paperwork. Like, they just have these books memorized. And this kind of goes back to the interesting description, which is like, everything's got paperwork. Everything's bogged down by rules, and there's jurisdiction and classifications and blah, blah, blah. Honestly, you know, in my mind, Buck is just trying to get to retirement. Like, that's all he's thinking about every day. He gets up and he's like, he's got like a calendar and he just scratches every day off. Anyway, getting back onto it. Okay, so where did I leave off? Interview ghosts, and some guy is courting a priest. So yeah, there's also some type of love interest. Like, there's a ghost interested in this female priest. I didn't really catch, you know, I didn't see the relevance of that, but I feel like it's going to be very important coming down the line. Anyway, so Buck is filling out a report. They're back at their new station or whatever, and you start getting introduced to all the other characters, which they actually get real names, so to me they're not fodder. So let's get into it. There is Alexis, not Alexis, Alexus, and she's testing them by, you know, they'll go through like what's in this article or what's this line. So again, everyone in Nerds is like, you need to read the book, Ethan, you slacker. Let's see, there's some other people. You meet Buck's partner. I guess he made like food, or someone made food. I think it was that ginger kid. There's a ginger. And he made some like good food. There's River. That's River, the ginger. And essentially everything kind of boils down to, there's Mel, the manager. Essentially, that's kind of it. You're just left hanging after meeting all these characters, and then Ethan's like, yo, we got to go do this other thing. And that's it. They're off on a brand new mission. So you're introduced to you're all set up in this new location in the Midwest, and that's it. Nerd's gonna be nerdin'. And that's what kind of my one sentence summary. Nerd's gonna be nerdin' in paperwork. To practically be swimming in it. That's what I see. Actually, I think there's a lot of potential for this show, because it kind of makes me think of Ghostbusters. Therefore, like, you know, every couple episodes could be, you know, just them doing a case and then another case. So this could be an infinitely renewable supply of story. So good stuff. All right. So anyway, if you like this kind of stuff, consider subscribing, or at least watching another one of my videos that YouTube recommends. If you're an author and you want to be part of our really cool Discord with all the other authors, you know, links and stuff, description, you know how to click stuff. It's the internet. It's easy these days. All right. That's it for me. Peace.